Hey, it's Brian Larson, founder of Kingsman and founder and creator of Kingsman Strong. So last week I shared with you my journey, my struggles, my trials, my challenges, my tribulations. And what I did is I kind of shared a personal story of my moments early out of college of feeling miserable and trapped and suffocated being an employee. And how I kind of, for 2.5 years, was planning my escape. Knew that there was no way that I was going to continue on that path in my life. I wanted that freedom. I wanted to really direct my life, whether that was going to be a success or failure. I wanted control and 100% responsibility over doing so. So what I want to do in this video is I want to follow that up a little bit, because it was that next day I went to my normal local coffee shop to do some work, and I was sitting down reflecting, and something kind of came into my head and I started writing it down. I was going to do a blog article post, but I wanted to make a video instead. But oftentimes we can get so caught up in a shiny object syndrome, looking for new opportunities all over the place, and we're just kind of keep going, and we never really get clear on what it is that's the most critical to move our life forward, or that's in line with what our core philosophy, our core value is. And like I shared with you, for me, mine was and still is freedom. So that's like my core philosophy for everything business related, is how is it going to create that type of freedom, that lifestyle that I'm looking for. And I narrowed my focus down and realized that to have that freedom, to find the financial freedom and the time freedom, it really only comes down to two things, and two things only. That is creating or building income producing assets, and or taking those profits, revenues that you can take from that, and reinvest that into more income producing assets. Now, I know many of you are probably saying that, okay, but I wouldn't know where to start with that, or maybe your core value isn't freedom. Now, have you consider, if you created a product, you had a service or something that was based around systems where you could have your hands off, and it was literally like an ATM, meaning it systematically shoots out and produces you money, income producing asset. Would you be opposed to having that? My guess is no. You could continue to do whatever you're doing, but if you were disciplined enough and realized what an income producing asset can do for your life, do for your family, and really completely change the course of it, I feel that there'd be a much higher percentage of people that really took that seriously and focused on that. And again, income producing asset by adding value to other people's lives, improving the quality of other people's lives. And I'm a person that firmly believes that everybody has value to add to other people. The only difference is some people realize that, and they position themselves to be able to package that as a product or a service, and then set up systems around that so they have that income producing asset. I know while I was thinking of this, and I wrote this down to really just narrow my focus, big picture, that's what it's about. Okay, how can I continue to create more products that add more value to people, so I keep producing more income producing assets, which creates more abundance, more wealth, more freedom, more time freedom, more financial freedom, all of that. Again, by assuming that you're adding value to other people's lives. Now, it got me to thinking that the problem is, until we have, whether it's the experience or the skill or the wherewithal of creating that product, the number one investment that we can make into an income producing asset is ourselves. Because we are the income producing asset. And I feel so many people miss this and fail to realize that, and they're unwilling to really invest into them. And when I'm talking about investing into you, it got me to thinking too, where I want you to think about how much time, effort, and energy and/or money and sacrifice you put into your current job if you're working for somebody, if you're an employee. And if you're not bursting at the seams, really fulfilled, excited, and enthused in your situation, you need to have that hard look and realize, okay, how can I invest into myself with a new skill that is going to empower me to be able to break free from that? But again, going back to how much time sacrifice that you invest into that employer, into that company. Now I'll have you consider if you took that exact same amount of discipline you currently have of having to show up, having to put in so much work or meet those deadlines, they have you go to seminars, they probably have you on, maybe conference calls. You have to sacrifice things with your family, things with your friends, with your kids. Now, what if you took that same scenario and invested that amount of time, discipline, sacrifice into you, into your business? What if you treated yourself like your employer? Like you were the employee of you, where you made yourself work 8 hours on your business or on yourself, made yourself go to seminars to learn new skills. You had a systematic skill development program, just like many corporate structures do. They have you go through training sequences. What if you had that set up for yourself that would get you to the point to where you were able to create those income producing assets, to have that complete freedom and of working for yourself, for you. And what happens is we invest so much into other people, into somebody else's dream if we're an employee, that the last thing we want to do is learn a new skill or go to that seminar, spend that extra money on that. But we have to reframe this mindset knowing that this is the ticket out. Learning a skill like sales, marketing, videoing, email marketing, any of those things that are going to give you the ability to have that lifestyle, that freedom lifestyle, and to own your life. Like I told you, for 2.5 years, I was planning my escape, and literally from the moment I would get home, I would immediately be reading other books and trying to learn these skills that I knew, okay, what skills do I need to acquire to make this dream that I saw a reality? And things like sales, marketing, ended up doing videos like this, learning internet marketing, learning how to set up all these systems and sequences, all these things I had no freaking idea how to do. But I knew that those were the skills that was going to get me to where I need to be. And my message is simply that, is if you're in that spot where you feel this churn of you could do this on your own. And just imagine if you invested that much time into you, to think that you wouldn't be able to do it on your own, I think is ludicrous. 8 hours, if you invest even just half, 4 hours a day, and you showed up for yourself, working for yourself to create this dream, to think that you can't do it, it's just a limiting belief and just head trash that we have for ourselves. And it's reframing that mindset and knowing that you're doing this for you and for your future, for your family, your current family, your future family. And it's just beginning. It's just literally getting, as Brendan Bashar will say, it's getting in the game. I was going through videos, it was like 2 years ago, when I made my first video, when I knew I had to start getting my voice out there, my message out there to do what I wanted to do. And I was freaking terrified of speaking in front of people, and especially in front of a camera. And I just came across that video, and my God, was it terrible. But I started, man. I just turned on the camera and I did it. I wish I should post it. I would was speaking like just a little schoolboy, just so timid and, oh, my name's Brian Larson, and so it's just knowing that you're gonna be a freaking hot mess when you start. You're not gonna be an overnight success, but you have to start. Make the list of what skills do you need and begin. Go to December, buy that first book, make your first video, write your first post, put up a freaking website that sucks, whatever, and you'll start to see things take shape. And if you've noticed anything, I'm a champion of someone like encouraging and motivating and inspiring people to really take hold of their lives and get them to believe that you can do it. You don't have to feel trapped and suffocated like I did. And that's why I'm so passionate about doing this, because I know how it felt and how bad I wanted to get out there and live my life on my own terms, because we're only here for such a few short freaking years. I didn't want to wait till I was 60 to start living them. And that's what I'm here to do, is to help you along with that process. And that first process is what skills you need, start with it, do it, make that video, get out there, be a hot mess, learn from it, keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going.